Hey, we're back again. OG Blade Reviews. Here for you. Why? Showing you new stuff. You might be interested. You might not be interested. KB Knives. What is KB Knives? KB Knives is Kubey Knives, but KB Knives is the higher end of Kubey Knives, coming in like 200 to 250-ish. This one maybe a little bit more than the last one I did recently, and the last one I did recently was the Sumo, designed by Jay Kobeck. This one is called the Stroller, designed by Utilizator, and he's a whole new kind of designer for me. Haven't heard of him before. Very basic essentials in the bag here, in the box rather. You get a nice microfiber cloth, feels a little bit more robust than most. And as with the Sumo, you get this card in there. You do not get a zipper pouch or anything like that. Maybe they're saving a few bucks by doing it. But here we have the Stroller. It's just like the baby stroller. It is a neat knife. I think we got Mokume or Timask. I don't know what that is. I got to find out. Yeah, so I couldn't find anything about the detail on the pivots around here, but looks like Timascus, and I'm going to stick with that for the time being. This stuff is called Santa Watermelon Sugar Camo Carbon. Honestly. You're probably going to simply know it as sugar carbon, camo carbon. And it's a lot like the 80s camo carbon, except we got some pink and green in there, you know, Santa Claus colors. Anyway, there are 4 versions of this, and you'll have the links to both White Mountain and to Kubey. I think Kubey is, I've got to say this about the last knife I reviewed by KB. And this one, they are doing a bang-up job. They're beautiful knives for the money. And I think you're getting as much detail and execution here as you're getting on some Riots, some Wies, some higher-end Bestecs. I mean, really nice stuff. We've got like a blue anode pivot there. Titanium frame, obviously. Titanium knobby kind of a backspacer. This really interesting clip that is sort of jigged down through it here with the, variegated, losing names here. I don't know what to call it, but that's a cool clip. It's not a large knife, almost disappears in my medium large hand. Got about 3/4 of an inch left over there. We've got both a back flipper with lots of jimping and a really, I would say, a fairly aggressive thumb ramp. An interesting blade, almost the reverse. It's kind of a Nesmuk blade, and I'm going to show you some compares in a few moments. Almost like a reverse, you may not get it, but reverse harpoon, because a harpoon would have the raised portion here and then you would dip down where your thumb is. But this is kind of the reverse of that and has kind of that Nesmuk look to it. So I'm not sure what to call this blade. But again, fits nicely in the hand. I was surprised with both this and the Sumo as far as the size goes. I'm going to back out a little bit because some folks have been telling me that I'm too close in. Everybody's got some little niggly criticism, you know. But whatever. It's good. Your comments are good. Keep commenting. Just keep them positive, would you, please? And one thing I would ask you is, I do get some comments about, oh, that's a China knife, and that's made by here, and this designer's no good, and he's got a bad reputation. Guys, it's about the knife. You know, it's about the knife and the design. Let's not have a whole political history of the knife. Uh, aren't we all carrying Chinese phones? I mean, I'm not for or against anything at this point, but I show you knives because they're interesting. I mean, where it came from, if you want to get into all of that and discard the virtues of the knife, go ahead. But it is what it is, and you can flip the channel if you don't like the origin of the knife. Okay, and I'm all for you. I think we need more USA made stuff. We definitely do. In the meantime, I get a hold of these. I show them to you. Sometimes they go back. Sometimes I keep them. And, it is what it is. So there's my quasi rant for the day here. But you've got to admit, beautiful knife, beautiful workmanship, nice CNC. They're not handmade knives. They are mass produced. But look at the jimping here that we've got on the frame down where your fingers go. Ain't going to slip out, I don't think, with all this jimping here, jimping on the back spacer, even jimping, if you want to call it that, down the clip. So didn't mention it, but it is CPM 20 CV blade, stone washed, or is it bead blast? We're going to call it bead blast. You don't see any real texture there, but it is a muted, dull kind of a finish. Got a little bit of a glow to it. Got a fuller going here. Can't really seem to get that fuller to work for me as far as a middle finger flick. If your fingers are stickier than mine, you might be able to grab hold of it, but it is smoothly scalloped out, unlike the Sumo that had a sharper edge and I could finger flick it. So we've got back flipper, and left hand works better with this. Front flipper. Nice positive on the front flip, by the way. Very nicely done. And, it doesn't protrude a whole lot, but it is ahead of the pivot. And that usually gives you good leverage to be able to flip that blade open with the front flipper. I'm going to measure it up and give you the overall here, which ends up being... if we go all the way out there, what are we going to call it? 7.70. How about that? Got a blade of 3.30, cutting edge of 3 1/8, 3.15. And if I can get my hand on the caliper, here we go. We're set to inches. The other day I was set to weird different things. 0.52 inches, blade stock 0.13. It's going to be a little thinner than the Sumo was, and 3.4 millimeters. Sumo, I think, was coming in like 3.5 millimeters, so pretty close on the blade stock. And here's where I was going the carats the other day. Try not to do carats. But we are in ounces. Pretty sure we are. Call it 4.3 ounces. Rounding down, rounding up. You guys, if you need it in grams, okay, carats. Grams. If you need grams, here's your grams. 122.67 grams. Okay, folks. I'll try to start doing that some more. I try to stay in imperial units, but sometimes I'll give you the metric. Why not? So interesting. We got an anode hardened insert screw. This is a Framelock with a hardened steel insert. It is on bearings. It is pretty smooth and drop shutty. I really love the scales. Got the blue accents on the scale screws. So that's kind of cool. T8, yeah, T8 all the way through. I'm eyeballing it. I don't have my my torque set available. I like the way they give you this little kind of pouch on the part of the backspacer. And I've been seeing this more and more. It allows for the tip of the blade to go way out and give you maximum blade length for the size of the handle. And we do have, I would say, pretty good sized blade for the size of the knife. The knife is almost just a ½ inch longer than my hand. We've got the finger choil there, so we can get up a little closer. If you got wide fingers, you don't want to go all the way up here because you may nick yourself on that heel of the blade, even though it angles forward a little bit. I mean, this is a properly done choil here where it slightly angles forward and we don't have that point jabbing into your finger, okay? But it's going to work better if you use more closer to the tip of your finger, and that's not bad because it's kind of designed that way. All right, some compares. I was looking for something that was similar in blade style, and a while back I did a review on the Tenable Nest Street, excuse me, a Nesmuk style blade. And yeah, it's kind of the reverse. I was thinking it might be the same, but I think this next one, the Mistaken by the parent company for Tenable, which is Concept, might be just a little closer to it. Got more of a sheep's foot going on here, obviously, with this kind of long swedge there. So no, I can't really find, it's kind of a leaf-shaped blade, and I don't know what we would call it, really. Don't have anything very close to it. But once again, there's the Nest Street, Nesmuk style design, and there's the Mistaken sheep's foot sort of a design. So for what it's worth, and this Nest Street is a beautiful, beautiful knife. I think they're only coming in like 55, 60 bucks. Tenable is really knocking it out of the park with their budget knives. Again, Tenable is Concept's budget level knife. And there is the Mistaken. Also cool knife, but more bucks. Foil copper carbon fiber, I believe. Great eye candy, and also I would say a very useful knife. I like this oval style, almost organic sort of grip. And like all the jimping, I mean, it really gives a lot of detail to it. And I'll send you the links. I'll leave the links, that is, in the description. Maybe we should find out how sharp it is before we go, right out of the box. And yeah. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, if I draw it, we're good. Got a slice. Yeah. All right. So I am liking the blade out of the box. My big quibble with a lot of factory blades is they don't have enough bite. This actually has a little bit of bite. I can feel it. I can feel the drag. Some knives, my finger just slides right over it. Maybe a day or two later, I see some little cut marks there, but usually not. There you go. We've got the Stroller, designed by Utilizator, for KB knives, which is the higher end for Kubey knives. And let me know what you think. Don't forget to give this vid a like if you would, and subscribe. Right over here is my logo. Click on the logo. You'll be able to link up to a subscription to my channel, and you'll be notified every time I drop a new vid. Be well, take care, stay safe.